Hi, I'm Hyelynn from G10 and I'm going to talk about the 100 Years' War. Conflicts have been ongoing between France and England because England owned the territory in France after the establishment of Norman dynasty. After the death of Charles IV of France, Edward III claimed for the French throne. However, he was rejected because he was from England and Philip VI became the French king. Edward III then declared himself as the king of both England and France, and this is how the war started. After declaring the war, Edward III banned exporting wool to France. Since Flandre needed wool from England, Flandre betrayed France and sided with England. To blockade Flandre, France sent fleets, and the Battle of Sluys happened. France lost completely, and England dominated the sea region between them. Then England really began to invade France. Edward III and his son arrived in Normandy and attacked, so France sent an army. The England army of Edward III tried to flee to Flandre but chose to fight with the French army after finding an advantageous terrain. This is how the Battle of Crecy starts. The English army only had 12,000 soldiers while the French army had 30,000 soldiers. France thought they were gonna win, but England had the English longbow. The English army shot 10 to 20 arrows per minute. France tried 16 charges but couldn't damage the English army. England won completely again and the war was stopped due to the Black Death. When England recovered economically, the son of Edward III, Edward the Black Prince, plundered France with his army. He and his army confronted the French army at Poitiers, and the Battle of Poitiers started. Edward the Black Prince reused the tactic in the Battle of Crecy. John II, the French king, forgot why French lost in the Battle of Crecy and told his army to not ride horse, but run. However, they had to go across a steep slope. Again, France lost with the same reason as before. John II was held captive, but when French royal family did not pay ransom properly for John II, he suggested he would bring the ransom from France if England released him. Edward the Black Prince trusted him and released him. John came back to France and held a party, not collecting the money. He used all his money and tried to collect money again, but failed. He voluntarily went back to England and became a captive again. England won again in the Battle of Agincourt and conquered most of the French territory. France was dependent on Orleans, and here Joan of Arc appears. She was a common girl, but at the age of 13, she decided to remove England from France. She claimed for the right to command the army, and France gave her the right. Joan of Arc defended Orleans successfully and defeated England continuously. Finally, she was burnt alive by the English army, but France gained back all their land. England lost all of their territory except Calais, and the war had ended. Because of the war, England lost all of their territory except Calais. Trade declined, especially English wool. Black Plague spread actively, and both of the countries lost a lot of populations and money, which resulted in more taxes to pay.